step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. You're live with Expresso. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, a health Tuesday, in fact. Welcome from the entire Expresso family, myself, Graham Richards, included in that. I'm going to raise a cup to you right now for greeting the day bright and early. We're going to give you your just rewards this morning. We have jam-packed the show. We are focusing, of course, on all health matters, being a Tuesday, but we're going to hone in on the skin specifically. And I'm sure, I think most of us know it's not all about the outside, but also what we put into our bodies. And of course, Knox is going to take us through an expert skincare routine, tips for spring, and of course she represents the Woolies team and has got some fantastic products to help us on our way as well. We're going to learn how to take care of dry skin, and we get rid of a couple of myths as we get a lesson on all things skincare from general practitioner Dr. Sindisiwe van Zyl and TV actor Brighton Ngoma. So we're in very good hands this morning, and I'm sure feeling equally as enthused today, the rest of the team ready to greet the day. I'm going to raise a couple to you guys as well. Cheers.
And we are raising a cup to you, GMT South Africa. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. My name is Jamie Domberg, reporting live for duty.
Yeah, and I'm Raul de Morning once again, joining this beautiful coast over here as we bring you into this incredible morning. And of course, this morning, we're chatting to you on social media right throughout the day. We want to get you involved on our conversation. We're putting skincare at our priority, at the top of that priority list, actually. And we're asking you all, what is that secret to getting your glow and to get that glowing skin of yours? Jamie, after coming back from Joburg, you're really sporting a glow. What were you up to over there?
Low-key throwing me under the bus. No, I think it's all about water, and I'm sure Knox is going to take us through those steps as well. It's all about what you put inside your body. I'm sure that is what reflects on the outside.
Yes, I love that.
Everyone has a different skincare routine, so it's always good to find out what works for you, actually. What about you? I mean, going into the mountain, you have a different altitude.
Yeah, it's very harsh on the skin out there. My go-to is just like a coconut oil. I put it inside and out. It's just to lubricate the body, the skin, keep it glowing, keep it fresh. But yeah, I think I can't not agree with you. What you put in is essentially what's going to come out at the end of the day. So yeah, good show.
You better get the glow up, everybody, for the Tuesday. But let us know maybe what some of your tips are. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. But right now, let's get on with the order of the day and find out what's happening in those news headlines.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Let's start here in South Africa with our national news first. COVID-19 Ministerial Advisory Committee Chairperson, Professor Salim Abdul Karim, has said that South Africa was now in what he called, and we quote, a post-COVID new normal and would have to navigate around big events. It's widely expected that President Cyril Ramaphosa will soon announce measures to relax the current lockdown regulations. And Karim added that the curfew and restrictions on alcohol were not needed and that international travel should be considered under level 1 lockdown. Then Britain's High Commissioner in South Africa, Nigel Casey, yesterday presented the Solidarity Fund with a 50 million rand grant from his government. The grant is aimed at extending the fund's efforts to counter the COVID-19 pandemic, focusing specifically on projects supporting and promoting women. To date, the UK has committed some 140 million rand in support of South Africa's response to the pandemic. Interim Chief Executive of the fund, Nomkhita Nqweni, said as South Africa enters the 6th month of lockdown, one thing had become clear. The country was not in this alone. And on the international front, at least 26 great apes illegally removed from the Democratic Republic of Congo have been seized in Zimbabwe, and 4 suspected traffickers have been arrested. The traffickers used fake documents to take them out of the DRC and said they were destined for South Africa. The DRC's Environment Minister said the primates were being cared for by Zimbabwe officials until they could be returned home. And he added that on Wednesday, 56 kilograms of pangolin scales had been removed from a private residence as they were being prepared for export as well. And further afield, Japan's ruling party yesterday elected Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga as its new leader, making him all but certain to replace Shinzo Abe as the country's next prime minister. Powerful government advisor and spokesperson, 71-year-old Suga, has specifically said his candidacy was motivated by a desire to continue the outgoing prime minister's programs. As prime minister, he'll face a series of tough challenges, including containing the coronavirus and fighting the world's third largest largest economy, which was in recession even before the pandemic. Now, back to the continent, when Dominic Onyekachi, a 23-year-old Nigerian, set out to read his 6-year-old niece a story, he did not anticipate that the simple task would lead him to create a digital collection of African stories. After going through her mini library, he found that many of her books were foreign and had very little African representation. Onyekachi said he wished her to read books that reflect her culture, so he took it upon himself to write stories for her. He said he wrote a few stories and had a friend illustrate them. She liked them, and her friends at school did as well, and that's when he really thought about writing more books and putting them in a place where many children could access them. So Onyekachi launched Akidi, a web-based platform providing access to African storybooks for children such as his niece. Akidi features storybooks based on African history and characters for children in different languages, and the books have now been translated into Yoruba, spoken in West Africa, Hausa, spoken in Sub-Saharan Africa, and Igbo, spoken in southeastern Nigeria. A worthy feat, undeniably African as well, and we love that story. And that's where we round off our news. Let's get into our sporting lineup. A moment of reckoning for Sevens as Springbok Sevens team received medals. Springbok Sevens received their silver medals for the 2019-2020 HSBC World Rugby Sevens season at their team base in the Stellenbosch Academy of Sport yesterday morning. Blitzbok coach Neil Powell said the medals have given the team some closure and finality on their disrupted season, caused of course by COVID-19's pandemic. Blitzboks finished second in the tournament behind winners New Zealand. And staying with rugby news, not the best news unfortunately from a South African perspective. Springbok fly-off Andre Pollard is set to miss the 2020 Rugby Championship tournament. That after suffering an injury while playing for his new club Montpellier in France this past weekend. The club has now confirmed that 26-year-old Pollard tore his anterior cruciate ligaments and will be sidelined for several months at least. The Rugby Championship is scheduled to take place in Australia this November. On to football action from last night. On Monday Night Football saw Frank Lampard's Chelsea thrash Brighton 3-1 in their first English Premier League match of the brand new season. A 23rd minute penalty by Jorginho and goals by Reece James and Kurt Zuma confirming the win for the big spending Blues. Now the Premier League results from last night. Wolves, they beat Sheffield United 2-0 at Bramall Lane. That's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get our first take on our morning weather with Jamie.
Jamie has just left the building and I've taken charge here while I deliver you the weather for the morning. Now, starting off with one of my favorite segments on the show, seeing how you wake up in your part of the country. And now we're starting off with Fata Khan's serene sunrise picture captured in Richards Bay. And you can expect cloudy conditions with temperatures ranging from 18 to 21 degrees. And now we shift our focus to Muizenberg and my home beach with Anthena Del Carme's image of the golden disc rising on the horizon, making way for a brand new day. And now in Muizenberg, you can experience clear skies with periodic clouds with an afternoon maximum of 16 degrees. And our massive thank you so much for your sunrise pictures. And please do continue to contribute to our weather report by sharing your sunrise pictures on our social media pages, and we'll show them live on our show. And now moving over to international weather news, some disturbing environmental news yesterday was that a massive chunk of ice had broken away from the Arctic's largest remaining ice shelf in northeast Greenland. And now the ejected section covers about 110 square kilometers, and satellite imagery shows this too had shattered into many smaller pieces. Now the loss is further evidence, says scientists, of the rapid climate changes taking place in Greenland. And now the atmosphere in this region has warmed by about 3 degrees Celsius since 1980, and the last year was a record-breaking year, with the ice sheet shedding some 530 billion tons. Now that's enough to melt water running off the land into the ocean to raise global sea levels by 1.5 millimeters. Now to look at our local weather, and we're starting off with Polokwane. That's got a minimum of 10 today and a maximum of 30 degrees with no rain expected. And then moving over to Mbombela, a minimum of 15 with a 23-degree high and a 19% chance of rain. And then over in Pretoria, we've got a low of 15 and a high of 29 degrees with a 0% chance of rain there. And then moving over to Johannesburg, a high of 27 degrees and a low of 12. And then in Mahikeng, looking nice and hot there with a high of 31 degrees and a low of 15. And then in Klerksdorp, very similar conditions with a low of 13 and a high of 30 degrees with lots of sun expected. And then over in Kimberley at the Big Hole, we've got a low of 6 and a high of 26 degrees. And then moving over to Bloemfontein, a cold start with a 0 degree morning. And then moving over to 25 degrees with a lot of sun expected, no clouds coming through there. And then in Richards Bay, moderate 18 degrees to start off with, and then moving only to a 21 degree high for the rest of the day. And then in Pietermaritzburg, thunder showers are expected with a 55% chance of rain and a low of 12 and a high of only 16 degrees, quite a nippy one there. And then in Durban, we're starting off with a high of 16 and a low of 16 and a high of 19. And of course, we can expect some rain there with 62% chance coming in. And Mthatha, starting off with a low of 5 and a high of 18 degrees. And then in East London, a low of 12 and a high of 19 degrees. Not too hot there with an 18% chance of rain coming through. And then in Cradock, a big array starting off with a low of 3 degrees and then moving all the way to 20 degree high. In PE, starts to show off a little bit of a cold day with a low of 10 and a high of 17 with 55% chance rain coming through. And then in George, a low of 8 and a high of 16 degrees. Cape Town starts off on a 9 degree low and moves all the way over to 16 degrees with a little bit of chance of rain at 2%. And then Worcester coming in at a low of 4 and a high of 17 degrees. Sutherland once again starting off with a nice low of 0 degrees and a high of 13. And last but not least, Uppington starts off with a 4 degree low, moving over to 22 degrees with no rain expected and lots of sunshine. And that is your recap of your morning's weather. Let's find out what's happening with Jamie as she looks after her skin in a very, very unique way.
Listen, it is all about the glow up this morning and all about the perfect skin. And we know, the transition from winter to spring can be a daunting experience for your skin. And that is exactly why you need to make sure that you follow a skincare routine and that you give your skin the necessary nutrients that it needs. Now, her resident fashion and beauty editor, Nox Mafu, joins me live in studio to share some of her top tips and tricks with us. Because honestly, Nox, you have the most gorgeous skin ever.
What? Thank you.
Honestly,
I work really hard at it, so
then share it with everybody. What is your top tips with us to get that glow up that you have?
Girl, thank you firstly. It's also just so good to have you back. You look amazing.
Thank you.
But for my skincare, it really is about looking after, the nutrients. So obviously with skincare, it also starts with inside. What you do inside will reflect outside. So the basics, in terms of drinking water, a high fiber, very healthy kind of diet. But the most important thing is really how the products then make those things come alive. So obviously it's to focus really on good vitamins, your vitamin A's, which are really, really good for keeping the skin plump and really hydrated and really happy. Obviously, the transition from hot to cold, SPF, up the ante with that SPF.
Say it louder for the people at the back.
It's SPF all the way. Honestly, it really is so good for the skin. And even if it's partly cloudy and you're like, oh, the sun's not there, it is so important to have that barrier for the skin. Because obviously we overexpose the transition between hot and cold. I mean, last week it was summer days in Cape Town. Now it's like dead winter. So it's very important that there is a barrier for the skin, that you're hydrating it all the time. And make sure that your products and kind of DIY, techniques at home are used in combination.
And you've literally been giving us a list of those DIYs throughout winter season. Yes. But now take us through some products that we can use and maybe just purchase so we can have the glow up look for spring.
Amazing. So I think the most important thing is to obviously work with something that is going to be a cleanser. So we want to start with something that is really going to purify the skin and get rid of all the impurities. And I really, really enjoy the cream cleanser because it really smooths and hydrates the skin, but in a way that still keeps the necessary omegas on the skin, and so you do have that barrier and that hydration that you need. So you can dampen the face with warm water here, and in circular motions you really can just put this cream on, wash it off very easily, and your skin still feels quite hydrated. And then, of course, it's important to have a great moisturizer. Now, the Radiance, now this is the night cream, but there is also a day cream that we have a version of this. And this is great because it's got a high SPF count. And what it does is you really can take care of the sun protection. It brightens the skin in a really lovely way. And I'm sure we can actually see this. This is the day cream itself. I was holding the night cream. But if we look over here, this is amazing because it's got an SPF 20. It's really great. The Radiance range is really good for just opening up the skin, to really brightening up your face. You really want that glow. And of course, if you're someone who prefers a lot more of a matte look, I would then look to using the mattifying mask, something that you can really just integrate into your self-care Sunday, whether you're using a DIY, where you're using a calming mask, for instance, which we went through before, which is, 2 teaspoons of oats, we've got the honey and the water, and you mix that up. So you've done your calming mask, and then of course now you want to use like a mattifying mask. So just using these things in tandem with really the DIY lessons we've heard before, this is a really great treat to have. And of course, I am always about the eye creams, right? Eye creams are great. Our skin is very tired, and the most sensitive part, particularly with women, is right under the eyes. So it's really important to have something like an anti-aging eye cream. It's really great. The treat range is really that. It's about a potent kind of concentration on those vitamins, a high buildup of vitamins that really takes care of those targeted areas. So just a little bit on the finger, you dab it underneath, and it's sure to really have that skin feeling hydrated and also really pushed with those nutrients to look a little less tired.
You're definitely hitting all the boxes, but just lastly, maybe briefly, you can tell us what ingredients we should be looking out for in our product.
Yes, definitely. So I think, like we mentioned before, your vitamin A's are really good. So if you look for also your omegas, kind of any of your oil-based items, if you're someone who doesn't have oily skin, right? So those are really great. But also to look for things that obviously have SPF. I think it's very important to make sure that everything you put on your skin has a barrier for the sun. But definitely your vitamin E is also really good for energizing and plumping that collagen into your skin and having the natural collagens of your face do the work. So I think if you really focus obviously on what you put inside your body, you make use of these fabulous products which are also vegan friendly. These are also great. They work with nature. So all of these things respond to each other, and I think you really will have a great combination and good skincare to show for it.
Not smart for everybody, showing how to get that perfect skin for the spring, but you too can unlock your kind of beautiful this spring. You can shop all these W Beauty products and more at Woolworths, in-store, online, or on the Woolworths app. And in just a moment, we're going to be wishing you a happy birthday, so don't go anywhere.
Looking for fantastic health and weight loss benefits without a lifestyle change or being on a diet? Well, Shapeline 50 billion from Proven Probiotics is the first ever probiotic to offer scientifically proven weight loss, while at the same time boosting immune and digestive health. That's why we think Shapeline 50 billion may well be the world's most effective probiotic. Available at Dis-Chem and Clicks.
Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half Project presents There's a Story in Everyone. Visit cadbury.co.za/storytime for more information on how to share your inspirational story.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yes, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live on SABC3. You hear that tune, you see this dance, you see this big smile on Ralph's face and my face. You know what time it is. It's time for us to wish you a very happy birthday. And of course, if it's your birthday today, you share it with Mtembeni Ndevu. Most of you know him as MT. You were just...
I was just listening to his beats actually. He gets you in the zone, man. He does.
Can you believe that MT turns 28 years old today? Of course, he's a South African rapper, for those who don't know, who's been giving us fire hits, hit after hit after hit. And of course, the influence that MT has in the music industry is undoubtedly massive. And although he's still, relatively young, we can't shy away from the fact that he is a very, very talented young man. He's now under his own record label, good strides and good moves. So we can't wait for him, to produce more fire and get those fire hits coming out
Keep
of
us in
his
the
record
zone.
label. Birthday, MT.
Happy birthday indeed. Now to you, beautiful people at home. It's time to celebrate, and we're wishing Zooks Don Myman an awesome day today. And with a good luck on your way, we hope that you continue to stay blessed and happy this day. And may God bless you more, bro. And this is with love from your friends and family. Zooks, have an incredible day, my man. And then next up, we've got a happy birthday to my sister Damaris Kivitz, who must enjoy the day. And I just want to thank God that she was able to see her community and go beyond her line of duty to help feed others during lockdown. Damaris, that is absolutely incredible. And that message was with lots of love from your sister, Amada Thabil. But Damaris, thank you so much for your service and all your love. We've got another beautiful Afrikaans message coming through here saying, baie geluk aan ons prinses wat God vir 13de jare uitgespaar het. Hoop jy geniet jou dag en dan gaan mag God jou nog baie jare dra. And this is from Dada, Mummy, Algen, in your mama's Leah, in Dina, in Opas, Hans, and Danny. Danny. Well, lots of love coming through for JD this morning and the rest of everybody else.
Happy birthday. And then it says here, happy birthday to Anne Pochenpoel. May the Lord grant you all your wishes and blessings upon your life. Enjoy your day from your friend Leslie. We've got a 24th birthday in the house. This one to Sandra, to Asanda, not Sandra, Asanda. Sister Asanda, may you have many more and continue to prosper in all your endeavors. I wish you more love, peace, and happiness. Love you to bits. This is from Nolutando Shezi.
Now we've got another beautiful message for a 21st birthday, and I wish my niece Ashika Ismail a happy 21st birthday. May Allah grant you with many more years and everything that is good for you in this life and the next. Enjoy your day, and this is with love from Auntie Aisha, Uncle Ikshan, and your nephews. We love you so much.
Let's seal it. Lerato, last but not least, happy birthday to Lerato Buse Jacobs. May your path ahead be filled with all the love and success that you deserve. Thank you for all that you do for me. This is from your family. So thank you for all that you do for us. Beautiful,
and Lerato,
beautiful message.
I hope you're looking that good on your birthday today, because I'm loving that look, man.
Yes,
Now, of course, guys, if you'd love to get your birthdays read out, send us a WhatsApp video to 0716406551, and of course, we'll be able to celebrate with you online, and we can find out how we'll all be celebrating our birthdays this morning.
Well, listen, we all love a good competition, right? So listen up if you are a lover of a good competition.
Exactly. So if you want to win a queen-size bed, perhaps a fridge, a washing machine, or a smartphone, then sign up to Buy Smart today, and you could stand a chance to go home with one of these top prizes. And if you don't believe us, then maybe the name Shailet Matamela rings a bell. She was last week's big winner who walked away with a fridge just by sending a simple hi on WhatsApp. That's all she did. And not only did she win big, but her reaction was larger than life.
Priceless.
It gave us all the feels in the studio. We loved it so much.
Oh, man, and we loved her. We are so happy that she was able to celebrate like that. So this Thursday, one more lucky viewer is going to be spinning our virtual wheel of incredible prizes, just like Charlotte did, live in studio, to stand a chance of winning either that queen-size bed, that fridge like Charlotte, a washing machine, or a smartphone. And it could be you when you sign up to Buy Smart, and we suggest you do it today. You'll not only be rewarded with points on everyday purchases, but also be put into our weekly prize draw. Let's take a look at how exactly you can sign up and win big.
Absolutely.
Buy smart and get rewarded for your shopping choices. Who wouldn't love the opportunity to win big weekly prizes when buying some of your favorite Tiger brand products? Get rewarded with points and so much more. During the month of September, subscribe to Buy Smart, where you shop for your household staples. All you have to do is SMS HI on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps from Buy Smart. Upload a photo of your till slip when you buy Tiger Brands products. Earn points for your purchases. Your points can unlock rewards ranging from airtime and fast food vouchers to movie tickets and shopping vouchers. It's quick and easy, and you can sign up on the go. Just open your camera and scan the QR code to get the link to sign up. Or save 072-897-6278 as a contact and send HI on WhatsApp, and follow the steps to sign up to Buy Smart.
So go and buy smart. Couldn't be simpler, and half of those products I guarantee are in your pantry right now.
Yeah.
Remember, all you have to do is send HI on WhatsApp to 072-897-8278 and then follow the simple steps, or just open your camera and scan the QR code to get the link to sign up. And of course, don't forget that this month you could also stand a chance of winning big with those amazing weekly prizes when you sign up. I'm going to say it again: a queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, a smartphone, all up for grabs. Who wouldn't want to go home with one of those amazing prizes? What a way to round off this crazy time that we've been having. And the terms and conditions can be found on expressoshow.com.
Yeah, and if you're looking for it, here's that QR code again on your screen. Sign up today to stand a chance of going into our weekly draw. And of course, who knows, it could be you spinning our virtual wheel of prizes this Thursday live on the show and walking away with a big prize and being the big winner. And who knows, you might give us a Charlotte
I want Charlotte to enter again. Charlotte, enter again, girl. Please, man.
And this is all brought to you courtesy of Buy Smart.
Get rewarded for your shopping choices with Buy Smart. Send HI on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. You will stand a chance of winning incredible prizes weekly on Expresso.
What's better than a sugar-coated, deliciously crispy golden brown donut and 100% Arabica beans brewed to perfection? Treat yourself and warm up your morning with a little sweetness from McCafe with the all-new mini donut and cappuccino offer. A little lovin' doesn't have to cost a lot. Great coffee, simple. you tired of conference calls, connectivity problems, and need to go on site or be in the boardroom? Well, Mango are soaring the skies once again. As we navigate through this new normal, businesses need to recover, and Mango cares about business. For affordable and reliable business and essential travel, visit www.flymango.com. Go discover more. Go Mango. Book now. Terms and conditions apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You're still tuned into your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, this September, 5FM's Nick Hammond takes to the road again, traversing South Africa, celebrating our incredible country for Heritage Month for his annual Heritage Tour. Now, the 5 Drive Heritage Tour, previously known as the Hammond Time Heritage Tour, is in its 4th year now and is a month-long ode to South Africa and its diverse beauty.
Now, Nick Hammond, the mind behind the tour, joins us to tell us more about it. A very good morning to you, Nick. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning from the bush. Thank you for having me on.
Actually, speaking about the bush, we want to know, how's the road been treating you and your team so far? I mean, traveling around the country again must be an experience of sort.
It is, and what's super interesting about this year is that it feels like slowly and safely the country is starting to wake up and come alive again. And a lot of people that have been locked down for good reason are finally starting to make their return to some sense of a normal world. But it's not quite the same one that they left before them, but they're passionate and they're keen to make inroads into their lives that they had. And we want to be a part of documenting that. And that's kind of become the main reason for doing the tour this year.
Yeah. Now, this year you're accompanied by your entire 5 Drive team, I understand. You're going bigger this year. So tell me more about this idea to travel with the whole team and how that has been, having the whole crew with you on the tour.
It's madness, but in the best possible way. You know, we started the Drive show in May of this year. And for the first time, myself and my longtime producer, Mad Money Mike, had a whole range of different personalities to be able to work with. So when the idea for the tour came around and we realized that we could do it, it was a no-brainer that the entire team was going to come with. And I think what it does is that it enhances the experience of what it is we're able to capture in search of the people, places, and hidden gems in South Africa. Because I'm one person. Bibi, Jude, Nadia, they're all incredibly different South Africans with incredibly different takes on the world. And I think you now get to see that, which is so much more interesting than just me going on about things every day.
That's absolutely true, especially because we've been in lockdown for such a long time. People are now in a place where, or mindset where they are more appreciative of the things that they can actually do, and they're becoming more creative in the things to explore or places to explore. But for you, Nick, and your team, what's the plan? What's on the itinerary?
So we've begun just over a week ago, beginning in the Northern Cape in Uppington, going to Kimberley, and from there headed to the northwest. Now we are in province number 3, which is in Mpumalanga. From here, basically the point is to skate down the eastern coast of South Africa, going via Eastern Cape, then veering into Bloemfontein, then back out again, finally ending up down in Cape Town once traveling all 9 provinces. It's exactly the same tour in terms of getting around the entire country. It's just totally different given the nature of the world that we're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been, quote unquote, a special year of sorts. Yes. A very different year, a very tough time for our tourism industry specifically. So for people to go out and to see our natural heritage sites and nature again is obviously much appreciated and something that people have been looking forward to for a while. So how are you personally looking to make the most of this heritage tour in light of this?
Well, you're 100% right. I mean, the fact of the matter is that there are so many South Africans whose business is sharing stories of our country, whose business is a mom and pop shop on the side of the road that makes food from a particular culture, whose business it is to basically preserve the history, heritages and cultures that we have. And we want to kind of encourage people to put back into that. You know, we can't leave South Africa right now. This is what we have, and it's all that we have. And a lot of people that haven't been able to operate for the last, well, better part of 2020 that are now able to do so safely. I think it's amazing to share the stories of what they have to offer to encourage South Africans to come back and invest in our own country.
Yeah.
We're very much a people who are rich in history, in heritage, in culture, in everything that we do. So what you're doing, I think, is absolutely cool. And another cool thing is that while you'll be living your best life and traveling, you're also broadcasting Monday to Friday still from 3 to 6 p.m. so people can hear all about what you and your team are up to. How else can they follow you?
Amazing. Yes. So the best way to follow the tour, if you're not able to listen to the radio Monday to Friday, 3 to 6, is using our hashtag, which is 5D Heritage Tour. So myself, Nadia, BB, Jude, even the behind the scenes team, the Mad Money Mikes of the world, the Wolf Dogs and Dale Wolves, they're posting a lot of their content up there. We're making daily videos that are going up into all 5M's Instagram platforms as well. And I think that this year, because we finally got, more resources and more power behind us, we're able to showcase a lot more than we have in previous tours.
Yeah. Also tell us just what's been happening this morning. I think you're at some kind of lodge somewhere. I think I saw a thatched roof earlier on. Where is everyone? How's the morning been? What have you guys been up to?
So very exciting. The team is doing laundry at the moment. It's the first opportunity we've had to do that in the last week. But we are in the bush. We were in Hoedspruit. I was greeted by a wild cat last night whilst returning to my room. And surrounding me, yeah, you're 100% right. It's thatched roofs and outside showers and beautiful scenery of the vast. There's a specific kind of geography that we're in right now, and it's thorny bush. It's dusty road, and there's some kind of thing that happens to you when you just sit out and as far as the eye can see nothing but that. It's really special.
Wow. Well, we're looking forward to enjoying that journey with you. And thanks for keeping this going for so long in your fourth year. Congratulations, first of all, and not giving up on that dream, because it's providing us as South Africans, I think, with a great sense of pride. Yes. And you are the mastermind behind that. Thanks a lot, Nick.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone who's been following and listening to the tour. I think without that, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, it is a great time right now to start traversing our beautiful country again. So much to do, so much to see, but we should do it safely, of course, adhering to all safety protocols. And to Nick and his team, safe travels and good luck.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me on, guys. All the best.
Thank you so much, Nick Hammond. Absolute legend in his own lifetime, if you will. Time now to have a little bit of fun in the kitchen. Courtesy of Clover, we're going to be whipping up some curry sasatis.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk, made with love by Clover.
Ooh, are you ready?
Indeed. We're going to have a little bit of fun this morning. Nothing says heritage in South Africa quite like the smoky, sweet smell and flavour of a braai. We had it yesterday. We're going to do it, I hope, every day this week. And one of the most iconic items you'll find at a good South African braai is sasatis. And those are not just your average skewers. So traditionally, they are marinated in a distinctive aromatic Malay-style sauce, absolutely meant for grilling. Got to have that char. And with Clover being part of our South African heritage for over 120 years. That's insane. We celebrate with a Clover fresh milk version of the South African favorites. Jamie's going to show us how to do it, but if you want to follow along and cook along, you can go to expressoshow.com. In fact, all of our recipes and culinary inspiration is there. My dear, take us through the basics.
Are you even ready? So obviously you need your protein, and you can use, today we're obviously using chicken, but you can use anything. You can use meat, beef cubes as well. And if you want a vegetarian option, you can even use mushrooms.
For sure, I love that, yeah.
So we're going to start with the marinade. We're going to take 1 cup of medium fresh cream milk. Just put that in there. Yes. Do you love sasatis?
I do. I mean, what I've taken to is using chicken, the red darker meat chicken pieces with the skin on, so you get that extra fat and that flavour in it, which is quite cool. But the nice thing here is that you're replacing the moisture that you would normally lose in the sasati when you grill it, because you're creating that marinade, and the longer you leave it in there and steep it in there, the more moisture it's going to draw in.
I remember you telling me about this. When you put your chicken in, it just breaks down all the chicken, so it's going to be that tender. And also it has some good vitamin A's, B and D as well. So moms and parents, it's sticking off the list. You can put some salt and pepper in as well. So I'm just going to put my salt and pepper in there. And you can put it on your chicken as well, coat it with it.
Those nails were made for the sasati. Those we're going to call those the Cape Malay sasati nails.
I'm really a modern person. So we're going to put in our, do not come for me. So we're going to put some ginger in, going in over there as well. Some garlic. Love garlic. Yeah.
Got to. The more, the merrier, and it's good for your kind of system as well. It's an immune booster.
Absolutely. And then another immune boosting ingredient as well, turmeric.
Turmeric, okay.
This is here.
Just don't touch it with your fingers. It's also like a handy clothes
guy.
It'll stain your fingers.
And apricot jam. Just the curry powder and the apricot jam already gives you that like Cape Malay feel. You know, the bobotie, which everyone loves. It's definitely that just that palette that goes through there.
Lovely.
There you go. And then we're going to put some
get the sweet
coriander.
and salty. It's going to be a balance. I love that. And I found now I can handle the dried coriander powder so much better. Absolutely love this take on a classic sazati. Obviously a traditional South African dish of meat cooked on skewers, we know that. But you might not know that the term is derived from the word satay, meaning skewered, and sauce, spicy sauce in Afrikaans. So this really does have that Cape Malay flavor and influence. So while you continue to make the beautiful marinade, and it's smelling, it's pungent, it's beautiful, I'm going to start creating our skewers here.
Please do.
So what you can see we've got here, and this is the beautiful end product, but we've got ourselves some red onion, which is slightly sweeter, and some dried apricots. And you can see this is all about having that balance of the curry and the sweet, which I think is a very quintessentially Cape Malay vibe.
Your nails is perfect for doing
I know.
that.
I've got
I'm not going to do
builder's
that.
hands. You know, I've been doing lockdown gardening and all sorts of things. I'm going to put...
And I mean, you can even go crazy with it. You can put like your green peppers, your red peppers in over there.
For
but
sure.
of course, just do have that like...
I never used to be a fan of peppers, but I find if it gets a char on it, then it goes a beautiful, sweet flavor profile. So this would really lend itself. And yeah, you can see I'm just kind of layering it up.
I love that. And when you bite into like all three, it's just going to like I can
feel, just feeling the chicken, that having left this, Nicole prepared this chicken yesterday, left it in the marinade overnight, and you can feel how it's broken down the fibers of the chicken, which is amazing.
And I mean, if you don't have time, 20 minutes is what she'd also recommend to do it in. So if you like quickly want to do a braai over the weekend, want to do sasatis, what can I do?
Spice up my braai. Spice up your braai. Okay.
Are you going in?
I'm going to pass you one.
Yes. And then we're going to sear it nicely. This is my first time, Loki.
Just be brave. Be brave. You can do it. So one thing that I'm going to go established is because now there's sugars in the marinade, leave it. Don't play around with it too much once it's on the grill, because that griddle pan is really hot, and if you move it now, the sugars are going to stick to the pan and it's going to tear the chicken apart. So make sure that you leave it there, let it form that crust.
That crust first, because I was just going to go in and turn it around all the time, but you know, the braai master came through.
Well, I learned from the best. You know, that's a tip coming right from Nicole this morning. And my biggest mistake is I normally overload my sasati, so I'm trying to be conservative. I'm just putting 4 on each piece. So basically you're going to do this and layer it up. Beautiful sweet, beautiful tang, beautiful crunch.
It smells so
all
good.
of our flavors here. But if you want to see how you arrive at these amazing Cape Malay sasatis, take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Made with love by Clover.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk. Made with love by Clover.
So I'm chatting to Umalume Musa here. He's owned a small clothing factory for years now, and he's always inspired me with his success. But like a lot of businesses, this lockdown's hit him hard. So he spoke to his banker, and they've put together a tailor-made relief solution for him to help his business and his people get through this. Making your bank your business partner, that's a habit worth keeping.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thanks for staying with your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, here's the question. Do you battle with dry, flaky skin? And no matter how much you try, lather yourself with moisturizer, you still seem to struggle with those dry skin conditions? It's a problem that so many people face. But caring for your dry skin goes beyond using a simple cream. It really does. With the right products and skincare routine, you too can have healthy, hydrated skin. And we chat this morning to General Practitioner Dr. Graham Duncombe on the perfect skincare routine for your dry skin. Doctor, good morning. Thank you very much for making the time to chat to us today.
Good morning, Teresa. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Are we all born with different skin types, or are there specific causes of dry skin, oily skin, etc., during our upbringing?
Quickly, that's a brilliant question. We do have individual variations in our skin quality from inherited causes, but there are many environmental causes that can contribute to dry skin. So we have some genetic causes, and then we have environmental causes like allergies, and then we have metabolic causes like hormone changes and thyroid issues. So it's a multifactorial condition, and it's very important to get to the root of the diagnosis in order to get the best relief from the skin condition.
Doctor, let's double click on some of those conditions. What are some of those conditions that really do contribute to dry skin?
Yeah, very good, Teresa. I think one of the most well-known is xeroderma, which is just a dry skin that I think most of us in our lifetime will experience at one time or another. And especially during cold months like winter, where the air is very dry and cold, and it's more difficult for your skin to hydrate. But it progressively could get worse into other conditions, such as allergic skin rashes, eczema, psoriasis plaques, and even a generalized skin dryness called ichthyosis, which is a debilitating condition.
There are different types of dry skin conditions. Can you please unpack for us what these are exactly?
Exactly. So if we look at how the skin retains its moisture, it's important that the skin's surface barrier is intact, because you can think of it as a structure of roof tiles in a way of the cells. And if those roof tiles are not connecting correctly, you get separation between those cells, which we call a barrier breakdown process. And that allows more moisture to evaporate from your skin. And as that breakdown progresses, you get progressively worse conditions developing.
Here's a question, and it's an important question. I know a lot of people with dry skin often do ask this question. What is your recommended skincare routine for someone with dry skin? And are there specific do's and don'ts?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think one of the most important processes is to moisturize, and to use something that's got a medical type emollient ingredient in it, which not only traps your moisture in your skin, but it draws moisture up from below into the upper layers of your skin. So you get a double connection of hydration.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Graham Duncombe, for joining us this morning and shedding some light on this very important conversation, how we can take care of our skin and achieve the perfect skincare routine. I trust that you will have a fantastic morning further.
Thanks so much, guys. It was great to be here.
Some fantastic information then. Finding the right skincare routine and products is really all that you need to do in order to begin your journey towards a smoother, healthier, hydrated skin. We all do deserve a skin that is good and hydrated. Now, Dexerol skincare range is formulated specifically to treat dry skin conditions, giving you and your skin the love that it deserves.
Do you have dry skin caused by hand sanitizing? Keep the moisture balance with Dexerol, scientifically proven to restore dry skin. Dexerol, evidence makes us.
Some pretty good advice there, right? But I mean, you've got some really good skin, and I've never asked you this. I do. I appreciate your skin. It's nice and smooth and just even all over. What's your secret?
Why are you being so nice to me, man?
No, I'm actually saying you've got some very
no,
nice
look,
skin.
man, like I put my skin through the paces. I genuinely do. I mean, in the outdoors, in the elements, it's very, very harsh. So definitely always using SPF, and I use oil inside
That's a sun protection
and
factor,
out.
right?
Yes, sun protection factor. It's essential. I mean, especially sub-Saharan Africa, the sun is a killer. It's going to get you. So. Protect yourself essentially, but also on the inside. I love to just make sure that the food that I eat is assisting that as well. So yeah, important
That's
stuff.
very good. Very
holistically
good.
looking at the solution. Yeah.
And we actually asked you at home on Facebook what it is that you do for your skin to ensure. What is your secret to glowing skin, like Uncle Tabsy there? Even the green screen.
Ain't got nothing on that glow, eh?
Come on now. Let's see what you've had to say. Natasha said, "Good morning, Expresso team. Vitamin E oil."
Okay, I should try that out. Well, oils, like I said, I've been using the coconut oil. I think any oil is just really good for dry skin. So I think that's definitely going to nourish it and keep it moisturized. Yes.
Very, very good.
Good tip. I should try that one out. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got.
And then next up, I see we've got Ethan Morris says, "Good morning, team. I use clean water. It's a natural and it gives me a boost." I think clean water is going to be a common one, Kat. You know why? Especially cold water.
Clean water?
Clean water and cold water is really good for the skin because it basically acts as like, hot water opens up the pores. It can potentially dry the skin as well. So when you
wash with hot water.
Wash your face with cold water rather. It's actually a lot better for you because it's closing those pores down.
To wash with hot water to allow the pores to open, so whatever product you're using to get in, and then when you rinse it, you go cold. And then
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You just upgraded my tip there, so thank you very much. I like
How
that.
about it?
Let's see who else is coming through with some skincare tips out here. We've got Bertha Peterson saying, "Good morning, Espresso team. I use clean water sometimes and some sunlight soap." Okay, interesting.
There we go. All right.
See, so that just adds evidence to our theory, I think, eh?
Somewhat. Let's see if we got another one. Do we have another one? So now, hey, listen, I actually, rooibos is very good for you because it contains a lot of antioxidants. From the inside out as well. And I've got an extra tip for you. Right?
Okay.
Have you ever tried, actually, hold on. So when you take once you've done with your tea, you take the tea bag. You can take that one.
Okay.
And then you put it on your eyes.
Are you serious?
And
really?
I'm
going to do this, Kat. You're not going to blind me, eh?
No, this is for real. So
Let's try this glow.
You just keep it there. You feel the warmth.
I'm glad that's not boiling hot as well. Thank you for that.
So you keep the tea bag in there.
It actually feels really good.
You just lie back on your chair. There are nice couches, nice seats here. Just let that tea bag do its thing. Have it on your face. Just allow it to just absorb. How's your skin feeling now?
Sorry, you're talking to me. Get out of my zone, yeah. I'm in solace.
It's great, isn't it, Ryle? It's great. It's just great.
want to acknowledge the healthcare students tirelessly volunteering during COVID-19.
She's been a role model. She has given me so much confidence.
And give them hope for their future after this pandemic.
Here I am now, it's 10 years later, and I'm still trying to follow in his footsteps.
We're looking for current and aspiring healthcare students, graduates, interns, or those doing the community service here. Nominate yourself, receive nurturing mentorship, experience health work readiness, and stand a chance to win a 25,000 Rand scholarship. And for the mentors associated with the winner, you'll win an overseas trip to attend a medical conference of your choice. Sponsors of Brave, the next generation of Brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso Live on SABC3. Now, are you smooth or not smooth? That's the question we've been asking.
I consider myself pretty smooth.
Yeah, I think you're pretty smooth. I think you're beyond pretty smooth. You are smooth.
Smooth. Okay, all right. Well, you too could be experiencing smooth wonders across South Africa, like the beautiful sunrises we've been seeing. And if you, because you can win travel prizes with Tropica.
Yes, that's right. You can win with Tropica's smooth or not smooth competition. And this is how you can enter. What you need to do is buy any Tropica promotional pack with a red cap. Be sure to look out for the red cap. Flip the cap, and if you find smooth underneath the cap, you then stand a chance of winning. If you don't find smooth, then you have to try flipping another cap until you do find smooth.
Yeah, you might be inclined to drop your drink. Just like happened now behind the scenes, but okay. And of course, once you find smooth, then follow the details on the pack to stand a chance of winning smooth instant prizes like headphones, mobile phones, travel start vouchers, return flights, watches, sunglasses, and so much more.
Ooh, there is a lot of smoothness going on.
Let's see if you find smooth. Are you flipping one?
Yeah, I will. This is how you would flip it. And
no.
And then the whole trick is you keep buying and flipping all the red caps until you hopefully
find smooth. You find smooth.
Okay, listen. If you do then find smooth, then you stand a chance of going into the draw. We will flip our caps on here and hopefully find smooth for you with, of course, weekly grand prizes live on every Expresso Friday show by flipping a cap on our wall in studio till you find that smooth. Prizes include TVs, washing machines, fridges, and of course, all of these are up for grabs.
We love it. Of course, the more Tropica you buy and find smooth, the more chances you have to win. So go on and find your smooth. Let's see. Third time lucky?
Or not smooth? Buy Tropica. Flip the cap. If you find smooth, you stand a chance to win smooth prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
I don't know what to say, Uncle Tabsy. Not smooth or smooth, I don't even know. But listen, we're still going to be educating you throughout the show. We're getting into that National Cervical Cancer Awareness Month with a good doctor. So if you do have any questions, please post it onto our social media. We will be answering them on our Facebook Live. But right now, let's get on with the order of the day and find out what's happening in and around the world with those news headlines with G.
Thanks so much, Jamie. Let's start here in South Africa, where church leaders affiliated to the South African Council of Churches will today stand in silent prayer across the country as part of their campaign against COVID-19 corruption during September. In a statement yesterday, the Council's General Secretary, Bishop Malusi Mpumlwana, said prayers would be held in all 9 provinces. The church leaders will spend an hour standing in total silence, praying and carrying anti-corruption messages on placards with the hashtag "Corruption is not my heritage." They're expected to stage the prayers in front of various provincial locations, including the union buildings in Tshwane. Then the South African Social Security Agency, or SASSA, has launched an online grant application portal. The new system will enable the public to apply for child support and older persons and foster child grants. The agency said in a statement this should be a relief to grant applicants, as it will save them the inconvenience of standing in queues at SASSA offices to apply for their grants. The self-service portal will be available via mobile phones and computer, and the turnaround time should be 10 days, provided that the applicant supplies all the stipulated documents. casting a wider gaze, but still on the continent. Tanzania and Uganda have signed an agreement allowing for the construction of a 1,445-kilometre crude oil pipeline. The $3.5 billion project will connect Uganda's oil feeds to Tanzania's port of Tanga. The signing ceremony was attended by the presidents of both countries. Oil reserves were discovered in Uganda back in 2006, but production was delayed partly by a lack of infrastructure, including an export pipeline. Start date for construction has not yet been announced for what is set to become East Africa's first major oil pipeline. And further afield, Australian officials say they will try to guide a humpbacked whale out of a crocodile-infested river in the Northern Territory after it got lost and ended up some 30 kilometres inland. The whale and others were on an annual sea migration and, quote, took a wrong turn, experts believe. Two were later able to swim out, but at least one remained behind. So to clear a path to the ocean, boats were banned along part of the river. It's the first known instance of a whale being found in crocodile territory so far inland in Australia. And now, a snippet of entertainment news regarding the Emmy Awards. The 2020 Emmys are inching closer, and TV fans will be able to watch the industry's biggest event of the year from the comfort of their homes this coming Sunday. That's the 20th of September. The 3-hour event in the Staples Center in Los Angeles will again be hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. The 2020 installment of the Primetime Emmys will mark Kimmel's third time as host, in fact. While it will take place during a period of unprecedented uncertainty for the TV industry, the recent nominations were as full of snubs, surprises and all manners of excitement as the Emmys always have been. HBO's Watchmen emerged from the latest round of Emmy nominations as 2020's TV show to beat. The acclaimed sequel to the timeless comic earned 26 nominations. Incredible, including one for Outstanding Limited Series. And of course helped HBO Entertainment head the pack as this year's most successful studio in terms of Emmy nominations. The executive producer Reginald Hudland said there are many challenges that have come during the live show in a COVID environment. And we quote, but we're not running from those problems. He added, we're embracing them. So you can look forward to that this coming Sunday. And that's where we leave our news. Let's get back into our sporting headlines. We start with rugby sevens, and the Springboks sevens team received their silver medals for the very much adjusted 2019-2020 HSBC World Rugby Sevens season. That was at their team base, the Stellenbosch Academy of Sport, yesterday morning. Blitzbok coach Neil Powell said the medals have given the team some closure and finality on their disrupted season caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Blitzboks finishing second in the tournament behind winners New Zealand. Then on to rugby news, and not the best from a South African perspective. Springbok fly-half Andre Pollard is set to miss the 2020 Rugby Championship tournament. That was after suffering an injury while playing for his new club Montpellier in France this past weekend. The club has confirmed that the 26-year-old Pollard tore his anterior cruciate ligaments and would be sidelined for several months. The Rugby Championship is scheduled to take place in Australia this coming November. And then on to footballing action from last night. Our Monday Night Football saw Frank Lampard's Chelsea thrash Brighton 3-1 in their first English Premier League match of the brand new season. A 23rd minute penalty by Jorginho, goals by Reece James and Kurt Zouma confirming the win for the big spending Blues. And other Premier League results from last night. Wolves beat Sheffield United 2-0 at Bramall Lane. That's where we leave our sporting headlines for this morning. Let's get another take on the weather.
Thank you so much, G. Yes, let us get into our second look at your sunrise pictures. This one coming through from Barbara Ann Hall, sending her greetings from Constantia with this image of the sun's rich golden rays bleeding into the sky. Now, your part of the country will enjoy clear skies with a maximum temperature reaching the mid-teens of 15 degrees. Another favorite of ours, Gary Aucamp, never fails to stun us with his crisp golden sunrise pictures from East London. Now, East London do expect 18% chance of rain with a maximum of 19 degrees today. Thank you so much for your stunning and inspiring sunrise pictures. Please make sure to continue sharing them on all our social media pages. We love to see them. Now onto our international weather report. Disturbing environmental news yesterday was that a massive chunk of ice had broken away from the Arctic's largest remaining ice shelf in northeast Greenland. Now the ejected section covers about 110 square kilometers. Satellite imagery shows this too had shattered into many small pieces. The loss is further evidence, say scientists, of the rapid climate changes taking place in Greenland. The atmosphere in this region has warmed by about 3 degrees Celsius since 1980. Last year was a record-breaking year with the ice sheet shedding some 530 billion tons. That's enough meltwater running off the land into the ocean to raise global sea levels by 1.5 millimeters. But right now, bringing it back home, here's a look at the temperatures for the rest of the country. Starting off with Polokwane, your low is 10, peaking at 30 degrees. Umbombela, you range from 15 to 23. If you're out in Pretoria, your low is 15, peaking a max of 29. The friendly city of Johannesburg ranges from 12 to 27. Mahikeng, 15, 31 for you today. Klerksdorp coming through with a low of 13 and a high of 30. Kimberley ranging from 6 to 26. If you do find yourself in Bloemfontein today, your low is 0 with a high of 25. Richards Bay, for you it is 18, 21. Pietermaritzburg, 12, 16. And then 55% chance of rain. And of course, if you find yourself in Durban, your low is 16 with a high of 19 and 62% chance of rain today. Umtata ranges from 5 to 18. East London, 12, 19. Craddock, 3, 20. The friendly city of Port Elizabeth as well, coming through with a low of 10 and a high of 17 with a 55% chance of rain today. George ranges from 8 to 16. And if you do find yourself in the mother city, Cape Town today, your low is 9 with a high of 16. Worcester, 4, 17. Sutherland, for you, it is 0 with a low with a high of 13. And then last but definitely not least, Uppington with a low of 4, peaking at 22 degrees. But of course, whatever the weather, wherever you find yourself, happy Tuesday to all of you.
Hey, and thank you very much for sending us those beautiful sunrise pictures. They definitely always color in our mornings, and your morning is about to get some color as well. Musically so, Roderick McKay is back with us once again on the keys, about to give us a little special performance of a song that this was a #1 hit for a long time by John Legend, right?
Yeah, very much.
Absolutely.
Very much #1.
Well, we hope that you certainly enjoyed Roderick McKay performing on the keys, All of Me. lovely as always, Roderick McKay. Hopefully that got you singing along like half of us were in studio pretending we were all some kind of version of John Legend. Thanks very much for that, man. Much appreciated.
Yes,
and of course, if you're feeling a little bit sing-alongy, if that's even a word, we have Tuesday Tunes coming up a little bit later on, a song that I hope that you will enjoy when Roderick and I perform it for you. Stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
It's one for the book readers and the book eaters. One for the construction workers and their helpful ones. One for the laundry sorters and the laundry hoarders. Whoever the dog member of your family, big or small, new NexGuard Spectra, the broad spectrum monthly chew that protects inside and out in one easy step. NexGuard Spectra, just one chew, so easy for you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Here's a question. Did you know that more than 70% of women and 39% of men are overweight or obese in South Africa? Shocking. Further to that, when people do lose weight, maintaining it presents a challenge, and more than half of the weight lost by an individual is then regained within just 2 years. However, research has shown that a new probiotic, 50 billion Shapeline from Proven Probiotics, has significant and guaranteed weight management capabilities, and is welcome news to, I think, many struggling with their weight as we speak right now. We've got microbiologist and founder of Proven Probiotics, Dr. Nigel Plummer, all the way from the UK on video to give us a little bit more information, some insights on this very effective new option. A very good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We understand that a Shapeline study was conducted which proved the probiotics' effective results. What did the study entail exactly?
Well, this was actually, it was the largest study of its type that has ever been done, looking at the effect that probiotics might have in decreasing weight. And in this trial, what we had was 240 adults between 25 and 65 years of age who were either overweight or obese. And that what that means is that they have a BMI index of over 25 for overweight or over 30 for obesity. And also in the trial, the men had a waist circumference of over 100 centimeters, which is 40 inches, and the women over 89 centimeters, which is 35.5 inches. So by and large, people in this trial were those who were overweight but had most of their weight around their tummy area. So it's the kind of the beer belly type guy and what we increasingly call the sort of muffin top shape for the female. In this trial, they took the probiotic for 6 months daily. So half of them were on the probiotic and half were on a dummy capsule. And very importantly in this, they weren't asked to go on any kind of calorie controlled diet or modify their lifestyle or exercise regime in any way. And that's really important because what it means is that any effects that we see are purely due to the Shapeline probiotic.
So with a case study that's that extensive, covering so much ground, I'm sure there were some really interesting findings along the way. What really surprised you? What stood out in terms of the findings?
There were. Well, I think that the first thing to say is that everyone who took the Shapeline probiotic lost weight. And the average was about 1.5 kilos across everyone. And that was also combined with a decrease in their waistline of between 1 and 2 centimeters. When we looked at the subgroups in this, it was even more interesting. Those who were overweight, they lost more weight. So they lost about 1.8 kilos. Those who were over 50, they lost more weight again. So they lost 2 kilos. Those who had a slightly higher cholesterol level, they lost more weight again, 2.5 kilos. And those that were over 50 and had a slightly higher cholesterol level, they lost a whopping 3.2 kilos. And keep in mind, again, this is without any modification of their diet or lifestyle in any way. So amazing.
Truly amazing. I mean, these are incredible results. Aside from the incredible weight loss results, the probiotic has also been found to have other health benefits. What are some of these?
I think that if you ask people about probiotics, what they will say is, well, these are things that improve your gut health and your immune health. And what we found in this trial, in the Shapeline trial, aside from the weight loss benefits, what we saw is that people who were on Shapeline had 40% less coughs, colds, and flu than those who weren't taking Shapeline, and that's really important in the current COVID situation. And similarly, what we found was that the people who were on Shapeline, they had 30% less headaches, 30% less muscle pain, and their quality of life overall was improved significantly. What we mean by that was they had better mood, so they had improved mood, improved energy levels, and improved sleep quality.
This is starting to sound like a wonder pill. I won't lie. I've got to ask the question, is this a one pill fits all? And what do consumers need to consider before taking 50 billion Shapeline?
Well, I think one of the things to actually say there, we also thought that. And so what we've done is set up an exact replica of that trial, which is called Shapeline 2. And what we've got the results now, and it's performed exactly in the same way. So we've got exactly the same results from a second trial, which is extraordinary. No, but coming back to the point, it's not a magic bullet in any way. It's not a universal panacea, but what it will do, it will improve your quality of life, improve your overall health, and you'll lose a few pounds along the way.
I know this has probably piqued the interest of a lot of South African viewers right now, so congratulations on the successes achieved so far, and I think it sounds like this is the beginning of a wonderful journey, so we look forward to hearing more of those success stories along the way. But thank you so much for opening our eyes to this incredible product and for sharing some of your insights.
Thank you very much.
There's no quick fix solution to weight loss, and healthy lifestyle is vital. But 50 billion Shapeline can be a helping hand for those on their weight loss journey. The proven 50 billion Shapeline probiotic is available at major pharmacy retailers nationwide or available for purchase on Proven Probiotics SA's online store, provenprobiotics.co.za.
Shapeline 50 billion may well be the world's most effective probiotic. Available at Dis-Chem and Clicks.
Time for us to get in our fitness for the day. And of course, when you see Raul Demone, you know that we're in for a 100% stretch in terms of what our bodies are able to achieve. Now, the sun is shining. Yes, it is a beautiful day. All we want to do is to get outdoors for some much needed exercise and get into 100% shape for summer. Now, last week, Raul Demone motivated you at home for a dip in the ocean. But today, he's going to be tackling a very important aspect of exercise, and it's breathing. Breathing, yes. He's going to be teaching us how to breathe properly and in a 100% sort of the right way, right?
Yes, 100%.
The first question I guess I have to ask, Raul, is what is the 100% right way to breathe during exexercise?
I know, it sounds so silly. We breathe every day.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to be tortured?
Okay, I'm alive because I'm sucking my stomach. Generally, I'm breathing most of the time.
Exactly that. But the problem is, Tubbs, that we've actually been practicing the incorrect way to breathe breathe for so often, and the older we get, it almost gets a lot worse. So a question to everybody out there, if you're sitting at your desk as an example, how often do you find at the end of the day, you suddenly start sitting like this? And you're crouching over and you're like resting on your stomach as you're typing, or you're in the phone and you're arched over. So what this does is, although we are sitting, although we are still breathing, this is a form of shallow breathing. So we're not actually filling up the entire capacity of our lungs. So essentially we are reducing and killing our efficiency throughout the day.
But then we're making our lungs work really hard for no reason.
Number one, and number two, you're working harder than you need to in order to stay alive. So what we're going to do today is actually just take everybody through the 100% correct way to breathe. All right?
Cool.
So it starts off with something simple. So I'm going to stand up for this one. Just so that we can you also stand up with me? Let's just get some space. Let's find some freedom here. And one thing we want to remember is, of course, we want to get away from that shallow breathing. So what this means is, and I want you to actually put your hands just below your rib cage, or just at the end of the rib cage. You still feel some ribs there. You've got your stomach, rib cage, and your pecs, or your chest. So having your hands just about here, what we're going to focus on now is called deep belly breathing. And what this means is we're actually using the diaphragm to help us breathe. So as you breathe in, Tubbs, you almost want to feel your ribs expand and your belly almost push out. So instead of 100% what you think breathing is, sucking your stomach in and breathing through the chest.
Which is what I was actually doing now.
Exactly,
So
and that's actually
not pop out. I was like, mine's not doing that.
Weird, and counting to the right, 100% exactly that, and everybody thinks the same thing. So deep belly breathing means we're actually using the diaphragm. The diaphragm's opening up, allowing the lungs to open up, and what that means is that the stomach region actually starts to spread. So that's belly breathing, and that's going to allow us to get a full amount of oxygen in. All right,
I love that.
So that's step number one.
Love that. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, that's a bit better. I like that. All right, so stomach out. And you'll see my stomach go in as I push out.
We can't really see yours do anything because is there even a stomach?
But now this is something I want to lead on from, and it's something so important and for everybody to focus on when it comes to exercise as well. Me as an athlete, I've used this as one of my absolute secrets. It's given me about a 15% chance of increasing my efficiency and my power output. So one thing to notice when we're exercising, when we are pushing or exerting, we want to actually press out or blow out our oxygen or our air. So here's an example. Let's pretend I've got this crush bottle, 100% crush bottle in my hand here, and I'm doing a bicep curl. The force of the movement is the contraction, all right? So that's the squeezing of this muscle, right? So what I do is I breathe in on relaxation. So breathe in, and now when the power comes, I breathe out and squeeze. That's going to give you a 15% increase in your power output. So as a sprinter, as a runner, as a performance athlete, this is where you're really going to benefit from exerting. And when you exert, you blow out. So it's that.
That's when you release. You want to make sure that you do that. A lot of people, and I find 100%. I'm guilty of this myself. Every time I've gone for a run, and I mean I run a lot, as you know, is that I find myself holding my breath. It's such 100%. A natural thing, it's such a natural mistake to make. So you're running and go. I find myself doing so much of that.
100% think that is such a brilliant question, Tubbs. And what that is doing is it's actually creating a breath that's not rhythmic. And rhythmic breath is so important because number one, it gives you the benefit of calming you, it relaxes you, and number two, when you actually are running, and that's a brilliant point which I wanted to talk about, you almost want to get into a good stride when you run. So off every step, 3 steps I breathe in, 1, 2,
find a rhythm.
3, and then 2 steps I breathe out.
And the nice thing, it sounds like you can even practice this at home. At the office, even so if you're walking 100%. Up the stairs, for example, practice that. With every step, take a deep breath in and make sure you release all the way out. These are simple principles of breathing that we can practice every day. But it's so interesting to note that we actually are also guilty of just holding our breath or not breathing properly, and the effects of that aren't good.
It's not. We're limiting ourselves, we're limiting our potential, and we're just reducing all the capacity that we can have throughout the entire day, Tubbs.
100%. Okay, so folks, there you have it. Whether you enjoy walking, running, swimming, cycling, or resistance training, proper breathing is important to exercise 100% comfortably and, of course, effectively as well. And don't forget to quench your thirst afterwards with 100% goodness with Crush.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good.
Get your 100% fresh, tasty, fruity, and refreshing goodness with Crush.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Welcome back as we have a little bit more fun in the kitchen. Tuesday is about to get a whole lot tastier. We're going to call it a Tasty Tuesday thanks to our Be Well lovely lentil salad. And it does look lovely. The high fiber content in lentils prevents blood sugar levels from rising rapidly after a meal, which is great, meaning you get sustained plant-based energy long after you've eaten. We love the sound of that. Throw in some goodness of Be Well canola and olive oils blend and a range of fresh veggies and a few other little surprises, and you've got a lovely lentil salad that looks after your appetite and your heart in the same process. Now, vegan visionary chef Jay McNamara from The Kind Kitchen is back in the house. So you know the meat-free magic is just around the corner. Jay, welcome back, my friend.
Thanks, Graham.
Mom. Yeah, I was going to say, let's get official duties out the way. Mom, we love you. This one is dedicated to you because it's lovely like you.
Thanks, Graham.
Jay, we got a cool, beautiful, fresh, colourful array of ingredients. The hero here, obviously, the lentil and our beautiful Be Well blend of olive oil and canola oil. So this really is looking after our heart. Where are we going to start?
All right, I think if you could start with the dressing, we've got some Dijon mustard, some minced ginger there. You can squeeze some lemon, put that all into the jar there, the jug. And we've got some apple cider vinegar, a little pinch of salt, a little pinch of cracked black. And then while you start to mix, I'm going to pour this is the important part, to pour that into it so that we can almost emulsify it into a dressing. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little second there while you're doing that. I'm going to get our lentils. These have been cooked beautifully, nice and slow cooked. You can also use them straight from a can, but you know, as much as you can do at home that's not from a can is always good. Cans are still fine, but this is always better, you know.
Whole food, it's all about that whole food, man.
Absolutely. We've got some beetroot. We're going to put cooked beetroot diced and adding that to the mix. We can also add some butternuts, you know. As colorful as you can get your salads is always good, or your foods, right?
So and we do. I mean, we say it all the time. It's so much so it's become a cliche, but you eat with your eyes.
Absolutely.
And I think our body responds to the vitamin content by the colors that you see. We need to kind of prep. Okay,
and the different colors are also the antioxidants, so a lot of people don't know that. All right, so you're mixing there. So while you're doing that, give it a good mix. And then as you're doing that, I'm going to emulsify it. About 6 tablespoons they've asked for here. So we're just kind of guessing, what do you think, Graham?
That looks good.
6?
And I'm getting a zing just from the scent of this. I think the combination of kind of the sour and obviously the bite of the mustard.
Yeah.
This, and it's something I learned from our last little escapade together, that don't skimp on the flavor. Just because you're going meat-free, almost because you're going meat-free, you want to ramp up the... Check that, that's emulsifying.
That looks good. Maybe show the camera there. And I'm also just adding some herbs. That's also the secret here. We're going to add fresh herbs, some more protein and omegas here in the walnuts. We're adding there. And what's always good to do with your salads is to build it up, right? I didn't really build it up too much there, so I'm just going to make it look a little bit fancier there, you know, like chef-worthy, right? And then we've added a little bit of spring onions. If you're not a fan of onions, you don't have to do it. But what's nice, again, with the color and antioxidants, some pomegranates in season at the moment.
And texture. I think because the baseline there is the lentils, which, you know, it can get a little bit mushy. To have those, like the nuts, the walnuts, have the pop of those pomegranate seeds, it's going to add a lovely textural element.
Right, and then always just finishing it off with some microgreens or sprouts. You know, those are very popular at the moment, quite easy to find everywhere. Woolworths has a great selection of those things.
Yeah, we've got our beautiful little garden. We're growing our own microgreens.
Makes me so excited to see. Okay, so that's the salad done there.
Wow,
I think we've done pretty well this morning.
Yeah, no, absolutely brilliant. So I think those of you that are wanting to delve a little deeper into the health benefits here, and our Cancer Smart Choice seal does come with a lot of respect. And this canola oil is the only oil in South Africa that carries the Cancer Smart Choice seal in aiming to reduce the risk factors associated with cancer development. It's incredible how making those changes to your diet can affect your overall health, and this is a leap forward in the right direction.
Absolutely. Now we're going to add the dressing that you created there. Let's add that. Now, just a word on the dressing. Whenever you go for it, Graham. Okay. Whenever you add dressing, remember that it's going to the lemon in there is going to actually start to react with your salad. So you don't want to do this if you're only going to eat your salad way later. Okay. All right, because it will actually make it not great.
Yeah, for sure.
So that acid reacts with all the food in there. So this is ready to eat straight away. If you're going to eat it much later, keep it separate. That's why it's always separate in those little
and it's a beautiful dressing. I mean, make it in abundance, and you can use it on other meals as well. That looks gorgeous.
So what do you think? Would you like to try?
I would love to have a little taste. And the nice thing here is you're getting kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Thrown into the mix there. feel quite proud that I made the dressing. Oh, wow.
That's delicious.
You can probably hear the crunching through my microphone.
And the pomegranates really add a really nice fresh spring zest.
Completely. There's, I'm all about that savory, that umami, but this has got a lovely kind of balance of sour and sweet with a little bit of salty.
Yeah.
Very satisfying in its mouthfeel as well. That is delicious.
Really nice light salad, and you can of course add 100 grams of tofu with that, seared tofu, you know, to make it obviously keep the plant-based thing. You know, you can also add some broccoli and those kind of things if you want some
more
extra.
crunch, yeah.
There's so many other meat alternatives that you can also use, but this is good, you know, for a great lunch. This is enough to feed at least 4 people.
Or
otherwise,
one if you're
one
hungry.
hungry person, one hungry vegan.
The big question is, do you think your mom would be proud?
Absolutely. You know, these kind of things her and I would make in the kitchen, and my dad as well. So this is the kind of stuff I grew up eating, you know. So
the McNamaras are proud today. This one really is a lovely lentil salad. Huge thank you again to Chef Jay, always bringing a little bit of meat-free magic and showing us just how simple and delicious an animal and heart-friendly meal can actually be. And if you love this recipe and you want to see a whole lot more, head to bewellfoods.co.za/cookbook to download your free copy of the Happy Heart Cookbook today and then get creating.
So listen, if you're like me and you've been missing Ed Sheeran quite a lot, he's on a hiatus right now, taking a break from the music industry, probably penning down another prolific album, then you are in luck right now because Roderick McKay has decided to entertain us a little bit more on this Tuesday morning by performing one of Ed Sheeran's chart-topping songs in a song called Thinking Out Loud. Take it away, sir. on the dance floor there. Yeah. With the ballerina wearing a little...
That's the wedding song.
That, you know what? That's so nice, man. That's so beautiful, man. Well played. And it really brings back great memories of a great artist, and that you are indeed, man. Thank you so much for that beautiful music. Let us know what you thought about that on our Feel Good Breakfast Show's Facebook page, on Twitter. And of course, remember, we still have Tuesday Tunes coming up a little bit later on, so don't miss out on that. We'll be back with more Feel Good right here on SABC 3.
Tonight at 7:30, The Insider Essay explores the theme of old and new as we meet inspiring people who've brought the past to life with a modern twist. Learn how a rundown farmhouse was transformed into a designer home. Visit a club that relives the sights and sounds of classic jazz, and learn how Dr. Michael Mole is changing the way we access medical care. That's The Insider Essay, tonight at 7:30. Repeat Saturday nights at 8, only on SABC 3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
You're with your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, here on SABC 3. Thank you very much for choosing to wake up with us this morning. Now, from mum's advice to our granny's home remedies, all the magazine top tips for glowing skin, to the millions of skincare DIY videos on Instagram, self-proclaimed beauty experts, and we see them all over the place, Kat. It's really hard to know what or who to believe, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're debunking some common skincare myths with the help of general practitioner Dr. Cindy van Sail and TV actor Brighton Goma as well. And we're going to discover exactly why these skincare myths don't hold up, plus get recommendations for what you should be doing in this week's Ingram's Skin Session. A very good morning to you, Dr. van Sail, and to you, Brighton.
Hey, how's it?
All good, guys. Well, let's start here, guys. What are some of the worst skincare myths that you've encountered, Dr. Cindy? And you, Brighton?
Well, if I can think of one, it's the fact that people say that you can use methylated spirits to take away stretch marks. I don't have an idea where that came from. What I do know about stretch marks is that they eventually fade over time. So if you give them a bit of time, they'll go away. You can put a bit of oil on them if you want to, but methylated spirits on stretch marks, that is something else.
Wow.
That does sound dangerous.
Wow, is it one of those, like, when you put it on, it'll burn it?
Yeah.
Or, chesa.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which basically means that you're burning yourself.
I'm sure you actually said that, because you know how methylated spirits is, but I would never try it.
Well, I've had an experience with methylated spirits on my face after a haircut.
Of course,
and,
after a shave.
But to remove stretch marks sounds like a bit of a stretch. And for you, Brighton, what are some of the worst stories and tips you've heard?
First of all, I've never heard the methylated spirits one ever before. The one that's crazy is that certainly my condition is contagious. And so me having the wacky sense of humor that I have, and given the current climate globally with the pandemic, I thought I'd make a bit of a joke with that. So to stop people high-fiving and touching each other, I just tell them that my skin condition is contagious. So that eliminates all of that, you know? Exactly.
Wow. Now, listen, with the internet full of tips and tricks, as Tabzi alluded to earlier on, there's new fads and trends around every corner. So how do you discern between what's real and what's not, Dr. Van Zyl?
You know, the nice thing about the internet is that we do have more medical sites that are online. So you have things like WebMD, where you have doctors that give information. So it's just a matter of you looking for the right stuff. So if you were to Google skincare, a whole list of things will come up, but always try and go for the sites where a medical doctor or a nurse clinician is answering questions. It's a matter of looking in the right places and just discerning what's right or wrong.
Well, we know that skincare myths are not only just about treatments, but also different skin conditions, and we've heard this. How can we dismantle these myths within society and really educate people, Brighton?
Education is kind of the basis and foundation of most things when it comes to people's fears and misconceptions about things, I think. Just very quickly, because I've been doing my own research, obviously, but Dr. Van Zyl, is there a cure for vitiligo?
No, so there is no cure for vitiligo. It's that the hyperpigmentation comes from the cells that produce the pigments dying away. So as they die away, that particular area of your face or your body becomes lighter than the rest of it. So there is no cure. And I think that I'm glad you asked that question, because people need to know this, because there are people that are going to come up and say there is a cure. People fall for those. So people always fall for that trickery and that scammery. But it's good to accept that there's no cure and then work with your vitiligo in the best way that you can.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna scratch off a few names off my list here of people that lied to me over the years, because I need to talk to them privately after that. And the thing is, when I discovered what my skin condition is, and I started researching more into it and educating myself, obviously people search for a cure. If there was a cure, let me rather start this way. If there was a cure, would I want to go back to the skin color that I used to be? Would I want to go back to that? And that brings into the conversation topics like, you know, race and identity and all that sort of stuff. So it's not just a medical condition. I think it's more psychological. It's a spiritual thing as well. I have the privilege of working with, and I hate, this is going to sound like a plug, I have the privilege of working with people like Ingrams who encourage people to be, you know, brave in their own skin and all of that stuff. And I'm slightly older now, but when it started, it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. It's being a young actor, being in the supposed limelight, being seen on the streets every day, people just assuming whatever it is that you have, and then not asking questions, and me being left to deal with it on my own with my family, who also didn't necessarily understand. There was a really, it's a lot more than just skin deep.
But I think it's very clear to see what the education that you've undergone, both from a medical understanding point of view, from a spiritual point of view, identity point of view, has really gone a long way in helping to form the person that you are today, so strong in your convictions. And that's incredibly impressive and something that we can all learn from. But talk to me about, is there perhaps a skincare myth that you'd specifically like to debunk around vitiligo?
I've had a lot of silly questions, and not necessarily myths. There's also a sort of a cultural thing of, they call it ngesizulu, it's umlilo wabaphansi, and you can either interpret that as a gift or a curse, I guess, depending on which side of the scale you lie. I mean, the contagious, the fact that it's contagious, which it isn't, is definitely a myth. It is most definitely a myth, but I use that, to my enjoyment. When people they just take it on face value that it's contagious and they stay away from me, sort of thing.
Dr. Cindy, clearly from just this chat and speaking about the myth, the fact that people's leading myth is that it's contagious, must have some effect on one's mental health. How can this sort of misconception affect one's mental health?
It certainly does, because if you think about it, we're very social human beings. We interact with each other all the time. So if people are now reluctant to socialize with you because they think they're going to catch something from you, it affects you because you become isolated. People speak behind your back, as Brighton says. Fewer people would rather ask you directly. They'd rather go behind your back and say things about you that aren't necessarily true. So it's important to keep having these conversations. And I'm glad that Ingram's is having these sessions to sort those issues out. Education changes everything. So if you know the truth, then you're able to share the truth with other people. I think for me, the other thing that I'm also concerned about is how people perceive vitiligo to be a punishment from God. And that's something that people carry in their hearts. They might not articulate it, but they carry that in their hearts as well. Those things are not true. Vitiligo is a skin condition. It has no cure, and the sooner you can accept the diagnosis and figure out how you're going to live with it, the better for yourself. And of course, then you can in turn educate people around you about what vitiligo is and how you're going to live with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So to kind of end things off, and I want to start off with you first, Brighton. It's about loving the skin that you're in, really being proud of it, and then also taking care of it, because you want it to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible. So maybe you have some basics that you can take us through that everyone can follow out there in terms of keeping their skin healthy all year round.
I mean, no pressure, given there's a doctor right next to me. Is it this side or that side? It's the other side. Yeah, so no pressure. But I think the most basic has to be hydration. And moisturizing, and particularly for me, or anybody with a skin condition, I guess, is when you're out in the sun, you take for granted that, well, certainly with someone with vitiligo, you take for granted that you no longer have the protection against the sun that you naturally, that your body kind of produced, when I used to be brown. Sort of thing, and so you take that for granted, and so it's just about being aware. But hydration and moisturizing is definitely, certainly something my wife says all the time. Yeah,
very important. I think I can add on to that and say that sunscreen is something that's really important. I think the darker skinned community was always under the impression that because we're darker skinned, we have more melanin, we don't need to wear sunscreen. That is a myth. Everybody needs to wear sunscreen. So please invest in a good sunscreen. And as Brighton says, stay hydrated. Drinking water makes a world of difference to the texture of your skin. So do start drinking more water if you haven't been drinking water, but never ever forget your sunscreen.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Such a great chat.
Brighton there with the water already. Making sure to keep hydrated.
This has been such a fantastic chat. Thank you so much, Dr. Cindy van Zyl, and of course, Brighton Goma, for really just having this chat with us, but of course, giving us this information and hopefully enlightening some of our thoughts and the way that we approach people with skin conditions.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Oh man, well, as they say, knowledge is key, and it's absolutely key when debunking skincare myths and really understanding various skin conditions. And this is essential for everyone to be more sensitive and conscious of those around them as well.
Well, they say healthy skin is always in, so make sure to set a reminder for 5 p.m. on SABC3 to watch Afternoon Express this Thursday for another Ingram Skin session where Palesa Tembe will be chatting to Dr. Cindy and multi-talented artist Odie Flames about skin care and the various myths surrounding what's good and what's not for our skin.
You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half Project presents There's a Story in Everyone. Visit cadbury.co.za/storytime for more information on how to share your inspirational story.
Welcome back, everybody, to your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on SABC3. What a beautiful morning. And of course, the Feel Good continues on our Facebook Live straight after the show. But right now, to gear up your spirits, here with some spiritual upliftment, Roderick McKay and Kat with What a Beautiful Name by Hillsongs. Take it away, gentlemen.
You have no rivals, you have no equal, now and forever our God reigns. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the glory, yours is the name above all names. You have no rivals, you have no equal, but it is the name above all names. Yours is the kingdom, and yours is the glory, yours is the name above all names. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a powerful name it is. And nothing compares to this. What a powerful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a powerful name it is. What a powerful name it is.
Clover has been part of our South African heritage for over 120 years and wishes you all a happy Heritage Month. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.